We are a go for race number 13 of the WTF Racing Truck Series. Field is going up for qualifying right now. We'll go ahead and move everything, make this a little bit smaller so you can see the field until we get running back. But until then, it's qualifying time. We're getting ready to see where everybody goes at the top of the board at the moment. First to set a time is going to be Anthony there with the 4. Time seems to be quicker the second time around, so laps are going to change and all that fun stuff. But qualifying right now, we got a big stacked field tonight. Take a look at that. We got 20, we'll say 27 drivers since me and Doug aren't running. 26 because Austin is actually helping in the race control deal. So we'll say 26 drivers for this deal. Pretty good size field for a little bit later in the season, midpoint during the season. But at the moment, Nick top of the board with a 1. Heck of a lap from Nick. Let's go check out the top of the board at practice. Chase with a 161. You got Matt with a 205. Adam and Clay tied there. Chad, Kale, really close on times. Menard, Austin, Anthony. Look how close all these times are. I mean, the only one with a decent advantage is Chase, but when it comes race time, we'll see. I don't even know how big of a factor that's going to be, but between Adam and Matt, less than half a tenth. And then from Adam to Colin, that's still half a tenth. So at least the mid pack is Chad goes top of the board with a 1.91. Beats his teammate Nick Seipel. Chase with a not great lap on his first one. He's still on his second one here. He ran a 1.6 there in the last second. Knocks Chad off top of the board. Chad's not going to be happy about that. Nick was probably not happy with Chad after he knocked him off. But a lot of fast times here in qualifying. We'll see how many more qualify. But 125 laps tonight. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I'm excited for it. Charlotte was going to make this a little bit longer one, but wasn't for sure kind of for this first season, really. We'll decide to tone it back, but stage is going to be 30, 30, 65. So lap 30, and run the rest of the way. 65 lap run to the end. So looking forward to that. And then at the top right of the screen, you can see our sponsor for this race. Glad to have them on board. ToT family. Actually, I'm going to have Greg talk to us a little bit about that as well. Greg, are you in here?
Hello.
Hey, so I wanted to ask you a question. I know that, is it your wife that sponsored tonight's race for Tiny Tots family?
Nah, she don't sponsor shit. I sponsor it.
Oh,
Well, what it is, we have a daycare. She has a daycare. We have an in-home daycare. We've been doing it for 17 years, so I just thought I would put her name out there. You know.
well, that's cool. I like it. Like the logos, things like that. You guys do good work with that, so appreciate you sponsoring, obviously, again. But excited to have them on board with it.
Oh yeah, we want to support WTF. You know.
Yes, sir. Oh, want to ask you a little bit about that. So thank you for kind of explaining to us what it was and things like that. So a little about where they're located, anything like that.
Oh well, we're in near Marietta, Georgia. Um, like I said, she's been doing it for 17 years. Good business, but I mean, the thing is, she know how much we love racing. You know, so we support WTF. So.
Yes, sir. Well, I like it. Appreciate it. Good luck to you and your drivers tonight. And hopefully we put on a show for you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Greg helping sponsor a little bit this race. So appreciate Greg, like always, doing what he does for the league. But race time, each race day. So
What time are the stages?
everybody's going to roll off the grid here pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and load up the cameras that I had set up earlier. And we're going to be ready for the grid. So Chase with the pole with a 1.66. Blistering lap. Chad with a 191. Nick with a 194. Matt going to be starting 4th with a 2. Then you got Adam going to round out the top 5. Behind him, you're going to have Bernard, Brian. Both Brian's next to each other in 7th and 8th. And 9th, 5th row, it's going to be Zach and Anthony. Kel McClinney, they're in what is the 11th spot. Then you're going to have Jacob Delago, Brandon Bass, Colton, a new guy to the league. We'll talk a little bit about him later in it. Clay Sarin, Austin Baker, Jason Batsby, Fred Lester, Mike Presley, Jay, Christopher, Johnny, and around out the field, I think Jason and David are going to be the ones that are the last to grid or starting furthest back. Just didn't get their qualifying lap in, but we're ready to go green here for the big show. 125 laps tonight. Field is a go. Field is gridded. Bunch of cars lined up on the front of the field. On the front stretch, you see all the cars. A lot of cars lined up on this front straightaway. It's going to be a fun one to see. So, I'm excited. But cars rolling off. Few going to start on pit road. Off of possible things, but Chase going to lead it. Like I said, he got the pole with a 166. To his outside is going to be Chad Adams, his first time on the front row this season. After qualifying, then Matt going to be kind of on the back foot, but a little bit further back than what you might think in 4th. To his inside is going to be actually Adam after a little bit of a shakeup. Don't know what happened to Nick. He's exiting pit road now. So I'm not for sure. Maybe didn't get in time or just didn't go at the start, possibly. I'm not for sure. Hopefully he's able to get caught back up. But we're lined up down the back straightaway, and we're ready. So race number 13, just after halfway during the season. These drivers are ready to rumble and ready to get back racing after a 1-week all-star race. But these drivers looking back to get into it. And so am I. I missed the racing all week, and we're excited to get back to it. Chase and Chad going to lead them to the green. Race number 13 at Charlotte for the WTF Racing Truck Series is green. Chase going to come off turn 4. He's going to lead lap number 1. Got a good restart, able to pull away from the few cars out back. Just behind him is going to be Matt Adams side by side for second. Heading into turn number 1. Matt's going to take it. Chad's going to try to follow him through. Cars are quick tonight. Trucks, I might say. Trucks are quick tonight. They're going to be fun ones to watch. Really racy here at Charlotte. Only problem is it may get single file here later, and tires could be a big problem. That is the biggest factor, I think, in this race is how big tires come into play. I know how much tires can wear. I ran a few practice laps. First few laps, the car's loose. And once you get past that, it drives pretty all right. And then it starts to tighten up the later and later you get into runs. So these drivers know it, and they'll have to just kind of manage that gap. But you see the whole field through these corners. Chase out to a pretty commanding lead, half of a second out in front of Matt. Chad just behind. Adam, Brian, Bernard. So a lot of fast guys slowly working their way up through the field. Go ahead right on board with the number 19 up on the high side. for a few. Do a few onboard laps early in this one. See Clay getting into turn 1. He's going to actually have a wreck happen in front of him. Not going to check up in time, and they wreck just behind him. One up and over. Big wreck on the exit of turn 2. Many cars involved. Caution waves for the first time tonight. Oh boy. Alrighty, taking a quick look at her here. It looked like there was contact between the 07 and 026 there. The 07 makes contact with the 026. He goes around in front of the 319, just doesn't check up in time, gets into him. Then 026 goes up and over. Jacob as well in the 7. It's actually the 99 upside down. So 2 cars upside down, both land on their wheels. Luckily, the more contact after. A lot of cars getting involved here. Let's go back and take a look and see what Zach saw from his perspective. Get into it. You can see what he's kind of seeing from on top of the seat. Just nowhere for him to go. He gets major front end damage off of that. Not what he wanted to have happen these first few laps. Definitely unfortunate for Zach. Try to actually let, I think, Zach go here, or Clay go, get clear. His teammate, and just in front of him, Cal make contact with the left rear of the 026. He goes around in front of the field. Major contact. Cars upside down, flipping. But contact early. One spins. Few up and over on lap number 5. We'll see how many cars come to pit road. Who's going to take damage? Who's going to fix damage? Things like that. Quite a few, I believe. If you're going to need fast repairs, you see the 3 exiting pit road now. The 83. Who's that? I believe that is Anthony, Jacob. Fred. Fred leaves pit road right there, and a few more just trying to get damage fixed and things like that. But a lot of cars with some damage. You see the 07 gets the EOL for that one. Has to drop to the back. And one that pitted already, Chase, came to pit road on lap 7. Not for sure why. He pitted that last time around. Interesting strategy call by Chase. Maybe knows that there's not enough fuel to make it. He may have came down there for a splash to get there to the end of the first stage. But now a lot of cars are coming down now to get possibly fuel. I don't see much damage on most of these cars. So they could all be coming down for some fuel. But pace car lights are out. I believe we're going green this time. Nope, still pace lights are on. So a little bit longer on the pace laps here at Charlotte. One of the new guys, and a few things that I kind of changed up with the top of the screen. Let's check out the number 60. Johnny Thunders. At the top of the screen, you can see 2.2 A-class driver, 1.2K I-rated driver. So a pretty safe driver, up 13 spots from where he started. His first race with us. He's looking to make something happen, show that he's got some speed. He is in the same chat, and I think buddies as well with Chris. So Chris Pilo, he's in there with him. And then just behind them is, I believe, apologies there. Just behind them is one of the new guys as well. It's going to be Colin in the 22. Actually, no, he's in pit road. That was my mistake. He's in pit road trying to get some damage fixed, but I like the paint scheme, Colton. That paint scheme is clean. I like it a lot. Got the red, the green, a lot of things going on with it, but it's a cool paint scheme. He's actually going to race Clay off pit road there. But we're 1 lap to go green. Pace field is going to double up. few cars just trying to get lined back up, but we're wanting to go. Pace car lights are out. Cars going around the pace car trying to get the back up to the field, catch the field. Caution waves early, though. Early in this one. So, interesting strategy call. Chase pits there. The pole sitter led the first few laps, and he came down pit road there. So, we'll have to watch him make his way through the field. We'll see how that works out for him. Matt, though, going to take over the lead. So, good points for Matt if he's able to hold everybody off and get the stage win. Hasn't really showed up the last few weeks. I know he was close and almost got himself an all-star race win, but we're coming back to the restart. Coming back to the restart now. Matt and Chad leading it. Matt looking for his first win, or for his 5th win of the season. Matt fires back green. Matt able to fire. Gets a great restart. Going to be clear on Chad by at least a car length getting through turn 1. Nice little flyby of the field. Adam trying to make moves. He's going to try to go to the inside of Brian here on this restart. Try to get around him. As they're battling up in front. And a little bit of contact throughout the back of the field. Going on one against the wall. Actually going to be able to avoid it. But let's ride on board with Chase as he's going to try to make some passes. Try to work by a few of the slower cars in front of him. We saw Chris get into the wall, unfortunately. But he's trying to make his moves. But as I say that, actually battle for the lead starting to pick up. So let's go ahead and ride on board with a few of these guys. Maybe not on board with them, but just watch this battle unfold as Matt, Brian, Chad, Adam, Bernard, Jason, they're 6 cars under a blanket here at Charlotte after the restart. Brian going to sail around the outside. He's going to be clear down the back straightaway. Brian takes the lead on lap number 12. 82 going to try to go underneath his teammate. That is Bernard trying to go underneath Adam. And as we say that, the 51 gets checked up by the 40. A little loose on that inside line. Brian able to start pulling away. Side by side, the whole field so far. Go from a chopper cam. See how close they're racing. A little blimp cam. Watch the whole field here through turn 3 and 4. You can see Chase and Nick there battling on the very left side of your screen as they go underneath the ticker. But see them battling. Nick not going to be giving that spot up easily, but Chase able to clear. Now Matt dropping a lot of spots. We see him giving up spots. Could that be a strategy play? Knowing a different strategy, we'll see what he does with that. Possibly to save tires. We talked about it earlier, how much tires come into play. After a 10-lap run in the practice, I actually ended up doing a few lap run and I got down a decent amount on the tire wear. Not going to say how much maybe I did because I don't want to, if any of the drivers are watching this, don't want to say what I got or nothing. Maybe give an advantage to someone that's not watching the stream or nothing like that. But, yeah, it weared tires a little bit, so they got to know how much to manage it. Matt could be doing that right now. Playing a different strategy as one spins, I think, back behind him. That may have been smoke. No caution, though. No caution there at the moment. Matt going to let Chase go by. Most dominant driver all season. Lets the current last few weeks been the most dominant driver. One Watkins Glen. Held off Zach there at the end. Got around him early. Was able to hold him off. Then there at Eldora was ripping the fence. Ended up winning it. But Matt looking for his 5th win of the season. Lets him go by. We'll see what Matt's strategy call is here. But these three, top 3, all within a second here. Top 4, all within a second. Let's ride on board with Bernard for a lap or 2 and listen to what he's doing there with the throttle and a few different deals, how he's managing this race car. We see him behind his teammate in Adam. Right tucked up underneath his teammate in Adam. But they're kind of running the old Harvick Atlanta line. Ripping right on that bottom lane. Put the left sides on it. Just try to coast around it as much as you can. And they're doing a pretty good job of it. They're slowly reeling in Brian. So a little bit of teamwork possibly to catch that 7 truck who's out front. Got around Matt early. Aren't looking good. Following Adam. We'll see who's got the speed when they catch him. One thing to catch, another thing to it's another thing to pass them. So they know that. They're gonna race it smart. Nick, Brandon, Matt. They're all racing here. Nick's gonna try the high side this corner. Lets Brandon go down the front straightaway. Brandon, Nick, Matt. These 3. I believe all of them have just missed 1 race, if I'm correct. Brandon's possibly the last one who's made all the races so far this season. But slowly climbing up the field, Brandon is. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner how many spots, and at the top of the screen. Up 6 spots from the start of it. Just in front of them, though, Chad. Sit behind Chase. He went around him a few laps ago. One that maybe biggest mover we haven't talked about. Up 13 spots at the moment. Jason, biggest mover at the kind of front of the field, but just inside the top 10 now. It is the 5 of David Livingston. He's made his way into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Up 17 spots. He's the biggest mover as well at the moment. He gets around Jacob just then. And starting to reel in Matt here at the front of the field. We saw where Matt started. He's dropped back a lot of spots, but now David trying to reel him in for that 9th spot. Closing in on the stage break. Once again on lap 30. '29, Jason been up front most of this race as there's a change for the lead. Adam able to get around Brian there. Brian possibly went too hard early, burned up his stuff, and now he's going to be on the back foot. In the 3rd spot, heading into the 3rd corner. He's losing a few spots down the front straightaway. He's going to be set back to 3rd, but now new leader on lap number 24. Adam takes the lead over Brian. Wasn't able to get that pass on video, but no matter how he did it, a good pass for him. Able to take up that lead, control the pace, whatever he wants. He's also got his teammate behind him. So they're able to do whatever they want with that. Five to go there at the line for Adam to win the stage. Good little points boost for him. He's obviously on the points bubble, not able to make all the races. Let's actually go take a look at that and see what let's take a look at that and see, read him off here. So Zach obviously at the front of the field, 2 wins, 11 starts, 9 top 5. So that's mostly the reason why he's in, pretty much in, locked in. But out in the bubble so far, it's Richard Pruitt, who's not here tonight, Josh Witt, who's not here tonight, Matthew not here tonight, Adam as well not here tonight, Kale, he's 14th trying to make his way in, Anthony McPherson, he's 15th, Mike Presley, Jeremy Horn, Nick, they're all in the bubble so far, but Let's see where Adam is. Adam is a little bit further down than I thought. Obviously, I haven't ran most of the races, but I'm not for sure. Jason's 25th. Adam Newton is 24th, so just ahead of him. So they need these next few weeks to go their way and to be able to get into the playoffs. But one going to try to take over that spot is Bernard, just behind him and his teammate. Looking to make something happen with that. Let's ride on board top of the truck with Brian as he's watching the two Spear Motorsports trucks battle it out just in front of him for the stage win. Bernard going to try that top side through turn 1 and 2. Riding just above that seam now, hoping to get a good run off down the back straightaway. Let's see, how aggressive does he get with his teammate? But for the points, be able to get into the playoffs. Won last week there at the All-Star race. Good comeback after the pit stop is Chase, though. He's climbed his way back in the top 5, so we see him slowly creeping in on this battle at the front of the field. These 4 cars underneath the blanket. Off of turn 4, Adam. He's leading it at the stage 1 win. So Adam able to get the stage 1 win. We'll go ahead and do an interview with him here in a moment. Let's make sure that they're not going to pit this time. Don't want to make that, let them do all their strategies and things like that. They are going around the pace car. So let's go ahead and do a quick interview with him. Adam, do you got a copy?
Yes.
Well, get the first stage win of the race. Had a pretty good drive, got to the front of the field, was able to control it, kind of worked with your teammate Bernard, got around Brian there. Talk to us how you were able to get that pass done and what you were, what's their plans heading into stage 2?
I think there's a lot of strategy being played right now. I wasn't expecting Matt and Chase to do what they did, so I'm just going to relax and ride and see how the second stage plays out and try to make a charge towards the end of the race.
Well, I like it. How much have you seen before we jump into pit road? I'm assuming you're coming this time, but how much do you think tires are going to come into play later in this race?
Big, real big. This first run, the rubber really didn't get in the track, so I think it's going to be huge towards the end of the race.
Alrighty, well, I like it. I'll let you go ahead and do your pit stop, so good luck the rest of the way. Congratulations on the stage 1 win.
Thank you, man.
Adam, you see coming down pit road, whole field of cars coming down pit road this time. See him at the very left of your screen. One to stay out. Interestingly, I noticed there, the 41 of Chase Cabry stayed out there on that pit stop. He stays out. Jacob as well stays out. Zach going to get a wave. Clay a lap down, but a lot of different strategy calls. Chase stays out. We'll see how that works out for him later in the run. But off pit road first is going to be Adam. Adam, Nick, Chad, Bernard, and a whole gaggle of cars. Let's go ahead and read them slowly here. So Chad, Nick, Bernard, with a not great pit stop, loses a few spots. Then you're going to have Brian, Matt, Jason, Chris, Brandon, Kale, David, Brian, Jason, Anthony, Jay, Christopher Pilo, Mike Presley, Zach, Colton, who's still in pit road, Fred as well, and Johnny in pit road, trying to get some damage fixed more than likely, but the whole field came down pit road other than one guy. There are 2 guys, and they're both out front. One pitted on lap 7, the other pitted on lap 6, or Chase pitted on lap 7, Jacob pitted on lap 8. So Chase stayed out no matter what his call is. Obviously going to be on older tires depending on what everybody else did. I'm assuming everybody took 4 there. But just an assumption. Don't know for sure what the calls from the crew chiefs and things like that were. So Chase stays out as well as Jacob. Jacob, one that's kind of creeping in the spotlight, seems like each week. Maybe not up there majority of the race or dominated it like Chase or Matt has, but slowly has been working his way up to the front of the field. So cool to see him get there. We'll see if he's able to hold everybody off when we get back going green for the second stage. But just behind them, it's going to be Adam on the freshest tires. We heard him say tires going to be pretty important here. Then just behind him is going to be Chad Adams and Nick Seipel. Bernard, his teammate, Brian Wasterman, Matt Frady, Jason, and Brandon going to round off the top 10. So a stacked field coming back to the green. Chase going to fill in the pressure as they go through turn 1 on the Mulder tires. Really interested to see how these strategies work out for these guys. A lot of different strategies. I talked to Matt before the race. He said he might not take tires on the first pit stop. We saw how much he backed off and saved. So possibly that's what he did. Maybe didn't even take tires. We'll see when we get back running here. We'll try to get an interview with Matt if possible in this next caution. Let's go ahead and interview him out. Why not? We got a decent lap around till they go green. So Matt, do you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, you ended up coming down pit road there. We talked earlier before the race. You said that you might not take tires after the first stage, but what are you looking to do, and what was your kind of strategy during that first stage?
Just here so I don't get fined.
Okay, what do you think
Kidding.
and how big? I'm like, come on, give me something.
No, we didn't take tires there. We opened for a late race caution.
Alrighty, and
That way we could push after then.
well, you're definitely going to be able to push, especially this second stage. One last question before I let you go. You saw Chase stay out there. He pitted on lap 7. What is fuel looking like for these stages, and are you guys able to make it on fuel? What's fuel kind of looking like here at the moment?
We still had plenty of fuel just because of that caution that we had earlier. I think I went in with 10 laps still, I believe. So, I mean, with this caution, how we're running, obviously, a few laps shorter, he might be okay. It'll probably be close for him.
Alrighty, well, wanted to get a quick update with you, but you're starting 8 for this restart, so good luck. Hopefully be interviewing you at the end of stage 2.
Thank you.
Matt Frady restarting 8th here on this restart. Long ways for him to go, but we saw a few drivers be able to do it. Adam started a little bit further back, Bernard as well. So they were able to charge to the front after the first stage. Well, we're coming to the green, and actually Chase gonna pull down pit road. Chase Caber gonna come down pit road coming to the green, so that's gonna stack up the field a little bit. Now it's gonna be Adam and Jacob leading the field. They fire, and we're back green. Possibly major problems for Chase there. Came down pit road coming to the green. We heard Matt say he should be all right or might be good. Might be close, but they're not clearly as they go down the back straightaway. Jacob thinking about going to the inside of Bernard. Nick going to block that off. He dives to the bottom lane. Everybody trying to single file out, get where they want to be. Racing off in turn number 4 at the stripe. Adam's going to have it. They're in a V formation as they cross the start-finish line now. Nick going to go to the inside. He's going to try to take over the lead. That's 75, brand new paint scheme. The Snickers, that brown Snickers 75 machine. So Jacob on the same strategy as Chase was. You see Chase actually just in front of this right here as he comes off pit road. Let's go in chopper cam because they're all over the place just in front of it. You can watch wherever you want to watch. But at the very top of your screen, you see him. Chase comes off a pit road in front of the leader, so not a lap down at the moment. Possibly going to go a lap down if he gets passed by Brian here, who's the leader here at the moment, but not a lap down, so nothing to worry about for him. He's quick enough. He should be able to drive away. But you see the gaggle of trucks here getting into turn 3. That is Brandon behind Jason, and Chase going to come down pit road again. problems for Chase in that 41. Not sure what's going on with that. He comes down pit road again. Major implications for the possible winner for this race. I know a lot of guys were thinking that he was going to be the one to beat. And with these problems, obviously the stage caution at 60 now. So they know he's still got a stage to get that lap back. But a little bit of contact now. Problems. Able to save it in front of the field. Into the barrels. The 3 truck. Are they able to save it? They do. Problems off of turn 4. Shocked we only got 1 car involved in that. But caution waived for the second time tonight. Problems on lap 39. Getting into turn number 3, eyes are going to be on the that white and black 3, and then the white and black 82 there. They get through the 2 corners there, and then a little bit of get through the curve and a bumper to the back of the 3. Just a little checkup. Didn't anticipate it. The 3 thought was straight and able to save it, and then was worried about the 82 coming up the track. Then down the front straightaway, the 3 into the tire barriers hard. Able to still keep running though, fortunately. Not for sure what his plans are with that though, if he's going to be able to use a fast pair or what's going on with that. He took right sides there. Fast forward it, we're back live, so he's still in the pit stall. Unfortunate for him, has to come down pit road, kind of got shoved into it. Thought he had it saved for a second, but 82 and 3 make contact. We'll see what the call is from race control. Actually, another car. That is Jay, stopped on the apron. How did he get here? Major problems. Just followed the, whoa, up and over. Jay goes. Then a major blink out. I'm not for sure what happened there. Let's ride on more with Fred, because it happened just in front of him. You see the, that is the 60 of Johnny. He goes off into the corner, and the 57 as well. Drives in about as deep as them. They make contact, and then the 57 hard in the air. So I'm not for sure what happened there. Major contact for the 57. Overdrove the corner. Kind of did it himself, really. So, wow, that was interesting. Let's check up on Chase. Where's he at now? He is not going to get the wave this time. So not going to get the wave. He's going to have to sit at the back of the field. He's going to be another lap down still. But Brian, at the start of that run, started to pull away. Major advantage for Brian there. Got out front, was controlling the air, and started to pull away on the field. So good run for him when we got back running. But now he's going to have the hard charger. Nick Seipel there in third. Or in second. In third, Jason up 14 spots from where he started. So 2 young guns just behind him looking for their first win for the WTF Racing Truck Series. Looking for their first win this season. Nick's become close a few times. Jason slowly gets faster and faster. It seems like each week. There at the end, week in and week out. But up 14 spots for Jason. And Stage 1 winner, Adam. Matt's found his way up to the front. Kale, he's found his way closing in on the top 5 for tonight. But a lot of cars looking for their first win this season. After dominating first half for Matt, he's got 4 wins on the season. 4 of the first, I think it was 6 races, Matt ended up winning. So he's looking for his 5th. Chase came in the last few weeks at Watkins Glen and Eldora. They got some wins. Chad, oh so close at Martinsville, but got one stolen from him. From actually the guy who got the wave around that last time, Zach. He's got 2 on the season. Was looking to make it 3 at Watkins Glen. Chase showed up, and I think if Chase didn't show up, he would have definitely had it, but wasn't able to do that. Post that. let's see, another few guys. Brian actually did end up winning Texas, but I think pace car lights are out, so we're going to get back going green here. Nope, they're not green. But Brian Wasserman at the front of the field in 11 ended up winning Texas after a late race incident. Gave him the win for it. Brian Helm, the only other driver, as well as Austin Albrin, who is in race control tonight, ended up getting 2 wins. Then Brian Helm there is in the 10th spot in the 026. They're going to be restarting 10th. He won. I'm still not for sure what went on that race there at Chicagoland. Maybe a big fuel mileage deal there, but he was able to hold off his teammate. I believe that was Adam that was running with him side by side to the end by a nose. Ended up getting his teammate Adam, so he's got the other win on the season. Bernard, his teammate, ended up winning last week, like I mentioned earlier, for the All-Star race. Won that $25. We're going to be restarting here on lap 43, stage at 60. Field going to be rolling off here for another restart. I'm going to go quiet for this one. Crank it up for this restart. Going to be Brian and Nick leading them back to the green. As we crank it back down, Matt's going to take over the 4th spot there at the line, as well as Jason taking over the 2nd spot from Nick at the line that time. A little bit of contact there at the back. Just behind him, it's the 07 and 5. Make contact, no yellow yet. What happened on that one? 5 ends up washing up into the 07. Big contact. 5 goes around into the inside wall. Then the 07 with damage. A lot of going on, trying to pass slower traffic and things like that. But now the 07 slow in front of the field. Everybody hoping to make it through. Everybody checking up now from it. Possibly losing power. You see how slow he is down the straightaway. Implications for the 07. One of the drivers on the bubble trying to make it in. Was close on it. Cale McClinney. Dropping back a lot of spots. But that single file out the field. He knows that there's going to be yellow in 10 laps. Hoping to just make it to that point without going a lap down. One of the driver, David, who ended up actually getting to the side of Cale, coming out pit road this time, but a lot of the guys still out. You see how single filed out it has gotten since the restart. Zach and Chase, we see here, they've been pretty close together. The 41-55 just to the left of your screen, the blue and gold, as well as the black and blue 41. They've been pretty close. They've been working their way through the field together. We're not in the same chat or nothing like that, but they've been working to get to the front of the field together on that part. As the teammate Clay gonna end up letting it go, but Chase is still a lap down. So in 21st, Chase a lap down. He's still looking to get that wave around, get that lap back. Zach on the lap in 13th, so he dropped out a lot of spots there on that restart. I think a lot of cars did. I think one car didn't get going. I think it was Brian Helm. Didn't get a good restart. Possibly lost power. Just didn't get a good restart, as well as Anthony didn't get one. But he's back up battling for the 6th spot. I believe this is between Adam and Anthony here. Anthony in the white and gold 28 to Adam on that outside line. So we heard Matt say didn't take tires on the restart. See a few guys in front of him who are just pulling away. You see Brian way out in front of the field. He ends up pulling a 1.6 second gap on Jason. Jason 1.3 seconds ahead of Nick. Nick is 1 second ahead of Matt. So as closer and closer it gets to the midfield, it's kind of top of the midfield, we'll say. It's kind of closing up. We see the 5 cars. Matt, Chris, Anthony, Adam, Chad, they've all kind of closed in up to together, but yeah, battling for this spot. We heard Matt say at the end of the first stage, under that first yellow, he didn't take tires. So possibly Brian came down, took tires, and he dropped back, but now he's pulling away from everybody. So he's going to be down a set of tires if he's not careful. Matt lets Chris go there. Nick as well, getting through it. Let's try to listen a little bit to Matt. He gets around this racetrack on the Mulder tires. Go on to the, I believe I had a helmet cam in here somewhere. Maybe not. But kind of on the side of the helmet cam. See what he's doing with that wheel. See Nick just in front of him. Chris goes by Nick that time through 3 and 4. Matt and Nick last few nights have been getting a little bit closer, but now Anthony is going to go to the inside of the 40. Matt going to let him go. Smart move from Matt, one of the veteran drivers. Anthony, he pitted the same lap as them, but I think on new tires. If crew chief and information guy is correct, he's up a ton of spots from where he started, or a decent amount of spots. 5 spots, had a good qualifying. Anthony always seems to have good qualifying, just not the in-race speed that he needs. Seems to get damaged early. Something always happens, but he's found some good speed tonight. He's going to try to look to the inside of the 75 off of turn 4. Drag race to the line. Anthony gets it. So Anthony going to move into the 4th spot. Into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Good move by him. Matt a little bit tight on the inside as there's a battle just behind them going on. Adam, Chad, Bernard. These 3 battling the 3-car pack just behind them. That's Jacob, Mike, and Jason. So multiple 3-car packs going on here. From 7th to 10th. 3-car battle, and a big pack going on right here. Chase leading it, Jay behind him. Jay the most amount of laps down in this pack. Brian, Zach, Clay, Fred, Brandon, a lot of cars on the lead lap, and a few aren't at the front of this field. But 3 cars battles going on all out in front of the field. Let's take a blimp view. Take a look, wide shot of all these cars. Kel just trying to limp around. You see him a lap down now. Trying to limp it to the stage. Got 2 laps to do it. I believe it's only 1 lap for the other drivers now. Yes, 1 lap to go for Brian, who's at the front of this field. He crosses line. Caution will wave. And he will get the stage win. Last time through 3 and 4 to end off stage number 2. Brian's going to come off of it. And he's going to win stage number 2 here at Charlotte. Great run for Brian. Ends up getting that done. We'll see how everything updates when they cross the start-finish line and who's going to get that last wave around. Let's say lucky dog. We know how many cars are going to come. Pretty much the whole field are going to come down pit road this time. Let's go ahead and do an interview with Brian real quick. But as we update, first one lap down is Kel McClinney. See at the right of the screen, or left of the screen, Chase down 2 laps. Clay down 4, Brandon 4, J 5. So Kel going to get that lucky dog. He's going to be able to pit, get that damage fix. Lucky break for him. Well, let's go ahead and interview Brian now. If I can find him all the way down at the bottom in the chats. Brian, do you got a copy?
He's struck on the backstretch. Yeah, I got a copy. What's going on?
Well, I know you're coming down pit road, so I'll try to make it quick. Probably get another question with you after. But winner of the second stage, talk to us a little bit about it. How you got that done?
I just put the hammer down, man. Just put it down and got the hell out of Dodge. That's what I did.
Well, I talked to Matt. He said he didn't take tires that last stage. What's your kind of strategy on tires in the last 2 stages, and what's your tire strategy heading into this last one?
Tires.
Well,
Sorry, there. I'm coming in.
no, I know. I'll let you go.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I am. Heck yeah, man. I'm taking some tires and taking some fuel and go out there and give her hell again.
I like it. Well, as Doug always says, tires is what wins the race. So we'll let you come down and take some 4 tires and let you get back to it.
Sounds good.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Yep.
Brian kind of put him in a bad spot there coming down pit road, but we saw Nick actually able to drive by a few cars on that outside line coming down pit road. Let's see who's going to win the race off of pit road. Already cars leaving the pit stall. Nick and Brian gonna win the race off pit road, so Brian wins it. Great job for Brian to win the race off pit road, put him in control of it. So Brian wins the race off pit road. Nick 2nd, Matt 3rd, Jason 4th, Mike 5th, Chris 6th, Anthony, Chad, Bernard, Adam, Chris, Jason, Brian, Zach, Jacob, Kale, Colton. I'm going to round off the field, whoever's coming out on pit road so far. Let's see. Kale should be able to pit this time and come down pit road and get that damage fixed. So good for him. Alrighty, back to it. Sorry, took a moment there. You see Kel coming out pit road. Clay comes off pit road. And everybody coming around the pace car. So I'm going to take a quick break and jump off because I know we're coming back to the green. Quick break for the ones that know when Doug spots me. Going to pull a Doug right quick. So give me 1 moment here. Alrighty, pace fuel is doubled up. We're going to get back going green this time. Brian and Nick going to start the race for the next 60, we'll say 55 laps when we get back going green. It's going to be a shootout. Stage 3, about to go green. Race number 13, stage 3, here at Charlotte. Brian and Nick roll into the restart zone. Brian fires, we're green. Nick going to be on that high side, not going to be able to hold Brian off, getting through turn 1. Matt found his way back up at the front of the field. Being kind of quiet night for Matt, usually up at the front of the field nonstop, always so dominant. Nick going to try to side draft down the back straightaway to try to hold on to it. Going to be clear getting into 3 and 4. Not going to be clear in the center, though. One sideways just back behind them. Chris on that inside line. Big save for Chris. Great job on the save, Chris. Smart move by Chad. Backs out of the 3 wide. Smart move by that. As they're 3 wide just behind him, getting into the corner. Is that little blink out. Everybody's able to make it through. Great moves for everybody here at the front of the field. Able to get through that, but still the battle going on for that second spot. Matt and Nick. Nick going to try to do a little bit of a crossover on Matt down the front straightaway. Interesting strategy. We know that Nick, very aggressive racer, always thinks to gain as much as he can early on his restarts. Try to cross over, not going to work out for him through 3 or 1 and 2 that time. Matt going to clear Nick down the back straightaway and take over that second spot. Matt going to try to put the pressure on to Brian now. Try to take over that top spot. Let's see how he works it. Right on board with Brian. Matt, sorry. See how differing the lines vary. Matt going to use the arrow that takes the front. Goes on the front of the car. Dives to the bottom lane. Going to use that arrow on the nose. Not going to be able to get side by side with him down the back straightaway. He's going to let Nick have a run. Is he going to go low getting into 3? Not going to. Going to think better of it. These guys know, I think Matt knows especially how hard it is to, when we get running, how hard it is to get to the guys at the front. We saw how spread it gets once the field kind of gets in this spot, how it is right now, single file. A lot of the guys who are kind of at the back, maybe different strategy tires, things like that, able to get to the front. But when you're pretty much all even on tires, new tires and everything like that for the start of the stage, it's pretty even and it's evened out. Jason and Anthony side by side, or not side by side, but bumper to bumper for the 4th and 5th spot. Now another challenge from Nick. Try to get around Matt. Early, Nick just I don't know. Nick obviously trying to gain spots. I know that. Trying to side draft really aggressively down the back straightaway. I don't know how that's going to work out for Matt. Let's go on board with the drone cam. New drone cam for this race. I've hooked up, and Matt's going to go on the wall off at turn number 4. Little bit of contact between him and the 75. Nick trying to side draft. That puts the 40 in the wall. Nick able to clear, but does Matt have right side damage? Possibly. Doesn't look like it. Maybe a little on the right rear, but shouldn't hurt him much. Obviously, truck's very damage heavy. You get a little bit of damage, it hurts. But Nick making the aggressive moves, gets by Matt. Was going to say earlier, I don't know how that's going to work out. I think it would be better to try to work with Matt, get to Brian, and then kind of save your stuff as Matt does the work. But Nick able to get around Matt. Now he's going to be the one to do the work on Brian. Nick still looking for that first win of the season. He's sandwiching between 2 guys that have wins. Gonna look to the outside, follow Brian through turn 3. Barely clear on Matt as they get into turn 4. Nick now to the bottom of the racetrack. Can he clear Brian off of turn 2? He's sure going to try. He's barely going to clear off of turn number 2. Nick Seipel to the lead on lap 73. Getting into turn number 3. Nick with a big shot from Brian. Sends him off in the corner, possibly faster than he wants to go. But Nick going to take over the lead. Closing in on halfway now. Not halfway. We're already past halfway. Well, halfway was like 67, but close to it. But Nick able to take up the lead on lap 75. So 50 laps to go to the end of the stage, to the end of the race. And these drivers know it. We see the aggression start to heat up. We saw Brian early say how much tires are going to come into play, but he's possibly burnt them up just a little bit. Running out front so much, he's found how good his truck is on the speed-wise, but just not found how to save those tires. I know I keep going and riding on board with people, but it's interesting to see different lines and things like that as they get into the corners. But riding on board with Matt now. See Brian in the 7 in front, Nick in the brown, 75 up in front of him. Nick in that brand new paint scheme as well. Got the stickers on it, and on the right rear, I think that's a pickle. So Nick may be trying to get a pickled flavor Snicker, possibly. Interesting there, Nick. Maybe if he gets it done, it's gonna be an interesting interview. He could tell us all about it. But field top 3 kind of pulled away from that 4th place driver. Jason doing a solid job. He's made some spots up, but now he's got to try to hold off the hard charger Bernard as he's trying to go around Anthony there on the inside line. Anthony going to try to hold him off as much as he can. Still a long way to go. 50 laps to go. One of the biggest competitors of the race, Chase, out of it right now. So they've able to not do nothing. Chase seems to be off his game tonight. Not for sure what happened on that one, but Chase off his game tonight. A lot of points going to be lost here. Had a big chance to gain them, but obviously last few weeks been the best driver. Had a lot of momentum coming in tonight, and that momentum has shifted and hit a brick wall, and he's lost a lot of spots. But now Zach trying to pass Jason Spear. Chad's dropped back a lot of spots. Brian Helm trying to work his way back up to the front of the field after that lap 7 incident, that first incident of the night. Now we see a challenge for the 2nd spot. Matt trying to get around Brian. We'll see how he's going to be able to do it. Nick starting to pull away. See if he's able to hold them off. See Matt able to get around Nick right there. Or Matt able to get around Brian. Trying to listen to the other chats, how to mute it. See one in the wall. Jason gets in the wall, number 29, into the wall down the front straightaway in that GoPro scheme. He gets into the wall a little bit. Hopefully not going to hurt him much. See if he's going to have that right side damage. Yeah, major right side damage. Hopefully not going to hurt him, but definitely going to feel it on that side force straightaway speed. As iRacing likes to kind of do, it slows you down on the straightaway, you get damage. So not what he needs to have happen for him to gain these extra spots. Needed 3 more there at the moment. Big battle going on throughout the field. But now, Nick starting to pull away, trying to at least. Still Nick out front. Matt in second. Moved into second a few laps ago. Got around Brian. Bernard, Adam, Jason, and Jason. Both Jason's battling. Zach going to try to go around the outside of Jason's spear. Tied on each other's door there. As I was trying to find it. We'll go on with a drone cam with Zach. Got a fast drone following. Invisible coated drone following every car tonight. New upgrade that we got going on. We can see a little bit in depth on how movie these cars are, what different lanes everybody's using. Following Zach here at the moment. Jason Spear to the inside of Jason Batsby. Then just behind them, Chad Adams trying to work that top side around Brian Helm. Ooh, possibly a little bit of contact. Brian able to keep it off Chad. Good work from Brian there. Able to keep it off of him. A lot of cars under blanket deeper in this pack. The deeper and deeper we go. But there's a challenge for the fifth spot. Adam moves into fourth. Bernard back to fifth. See Bernard with a little bit of left rear damage. Or right rear damage, possibly. Possibly from something racing-wise. But now Brandon off the pace in that Cooley's barbecue scheme. Not what he wanted to have happen to him, but he's losing a lot of spots. Obviously, right side damage. He's a lap down already, so just going to let these leaders go and battle it out. Matt doing a good job, kind of holding strong. He's still 1.3 seconds behind Nick. So Nick trying to race it smart. He knows he's got a few more laps. Obviously, everybody's going to have to come down pit road. If, cross your fingers, nothing, no problems happen for anybody yet. But he's got a decent sized gap. Going to have to come down pit road soon. Possibly on lap of 7. And as I say, that 29 gets into the back of the 026. He's going to go around, able to save it. Great save by Brian. Contact made, though. Brian going to come down pit road this time. Not what Brian needed to have happen. Unfortunate there. Able to save it. The 029 gets in the back of him. They make contact. Kind of sends him down pit road. One guy that I did not expect to be this far back is the 07. He's not made his way through the field, as well as Chris. They've kind of struggled getting their way through the field. Chad as well. Anthony's fallen back a decent amount of spots here. So a lot of ups and downs. We see one guy who we kind of expected to be doing this. Zach slowly made his way through the field. Not a flashy driver. Not a brash out there driver. Like making big moves and things like that. But always seems to find himself there late in the race. But doing a great job at it so far. As he's closing and trying to work his way into the top 5. One car in front of him. That'll be the 5th spot. He gets to that 83, gets around him. He's into the top 5. See, no one really trying that top line late on these tires. Still not much going on with these front few. Differing strategies going to be coming up soon. So the 07, as I say that, starting to gain some time. At least the 29. I mean, not the 51 in front of him, but gaining spots on the 29. Going to try to get around him. Going to look to the outside. Thinks better of it. Goes to the inside line. I think Jason tried to give that bottom lane to him. Or the top line to him. But kill one of that bottom lane and actually not going to work out for him. Getting through 3 and 4. They're going to get that run off. Now David just behind them. Lap down, but still trying to run for it. Kel hopefully going to be able to clear him here, and he does, getting into turn number 1. So Kel back inside the top 10. Slowly but surely working his way up here. Front of the field kind of single filed out now. Adam's going to look to the inside of Brian. Riding on top with Jason Spear. See Watts, his teammate, his buddy battle. Gonna battle with the 7. Stage 2 winner. See the different lines. If you can get that left front headlight out in the air and try to get air on that, get that good get the good turn through the corner like Adam's trying to do here. But now with Matt in front of him, it's going to be difficult. Everybody seeming to be backing up to this field. They're both catching Matt now at the moment, but Jason going to try to work that outside in 3 and 4. Actually going to be able to just go around him. I believe the 2's pitting. He does. The 2's come down pit road. The first one to blink coming down pit road now. Whole field should be biting soon. Matt starting to drop back even further now from Nick. Nick 1.3 seconds out in front. We see how much drivers are starting to come down pit road, and a lot of drivers leaving pits now. So any moment could be a possibility for a caution and could throw this whole plan for the 2 up, possibly the 75. If he stays out a few more times. Brian going to come down pit road now at the front of the field. Matt backing off hard, you see, in front of Jason. 2 Toyotas going at it at the moment in the running order. It's Nick and a Ford, 2 Toyotas, 4 Chevys. A Ford, then 2 Chevys to round out the top 10. Only Ford inside the top. 2 Fords inside the top 10. 1 is leading, and Bernard's going to come down pit road this time, as well as Chad in his Tiny Tots family. Chevy, he's going to come down it, sponsor of this race. So Chad liked the paint scheme. He always does cool paint schemes like that for whatever sponsor it is, possibly if it's part of the Everett Motorsports and Everett Enterprises group. Red lights are leaving pit road now. Kel going to go around. Cars leaving pit road now. Who's going to be the one to blink? Matt going to come down pit road this time. Nick as well. 2 of the front top 2 going to come down pit road. Who's going to be the best getting into the pit stall? Nick with a good advantage getting into it. Matt going to slide through the box. Vital. Not what Matt wanted to have happen. Slides through the box. Nick's left side's already up. Now Matt's left side's up. Nick is going and gone. He's going to leave pit road. No mistakes for Nick. All he needs, no more mistakes. See Adam's going to go around him. Doesn't really have to worry about it. He pitted so many laps ago. Adam pitted on 95. We're on 99. So he doesn't have to push that hard. He knows he'll reel him in later in the race. Nick comes off pit road. Big advantage over Matt now. Nick trying to run down these front runners. We'll see if he's going to be able to. Zach has pitted on 96, so he pitted early, gained a lot of those spots. We'll see if he's able to hold off Nick. But out front, Adam pitted on 95. So leader pitted on 95, Zach on 96, then Nick on 99, Brian on 97, Jason 98, and Matt back to 7th after that pit stop. Missed the pit stall, maybe slow getting out of the box, and off pit road. Not what he needed to have happen. Kill on 96. He's inside top 8 now. But Matt going to have to do some driving to get through this field and try to get back up to the front. Or at least have a chance at Nick. But we see in the bottom left, he actually set one of his personal best lap times. See if he's able to do anything with that. In turn 1, his best lap. Turn 2, not going to be. Let's go back up here. You see Nick through the corner, able to get by Jay. So in front of him, Chris is a lap down. Zach and Adam, 2 cars that are on the lead lap. Let's ride on board with Nick and see if he's able to do anything, what his lines are, how it works out for him. Zach, one of the best at running running that bottom lane. You see him starting to close in. Obviously put it 1 lap later on Adam, so he's going to try to get around him if he can. But in the dirty air, it's going to be a lot harder. Both cars in dirty air, it's going to be the best ones to it's going to be hard. Who's going to be the best one out there? Who's going to be able to do it? Adam going to have to maneuver some lap traffic here just in front of him. But it could come down to these lap cars being the factor. Few cars pitting that time. David's going to come down pit road. Brandon moves up high for Adam. Mike is well going to go up high. He's going to let the leaders go, battle it out between themselves. 20 laps to go. They're at the line. And we see the brown car just behind him. Nick going to try to maneuver through the field. And these few lap cars, once they get by him, no pressure. Next lap car leaving pit road is going to be David, but he shouldn't be a factor. I think they'll be by him by then. Then at the front, it's off of turn 2. So nothing in front of these two. They're going to battle it out to the end for these next 19 laps. Now Zach to the back bumper of the 2. Matt, I just saw moved into 4th on the leaderboard, but heading into turn number 3, Zach's going to dive to that bottom lane. Is he going to be able to hold it? Side by side off of turn number 4 for the lead. Less than 20 laps to go. These two being side by side is Nick's best friend. It's going to help wear the tires a little bit on that 55, the 2. Going to try to cross over down the back straightaway. Not going to have a big enough run. Zach to the lead on lap 107. Now with a challenge back from the 2. They make contact. Contact getting into turn 3. Zach with a huge save. Nick with a big run now off of turn 2. Off of turn 4. He's going to look to the inside. He's to the inside of Adam now. Big save from that 55 after the contact with the 2. Able to save it. But Nick's going to take over the lead on lap 108. Massive save. Zach tried to block just a little bit. Kind of hold him off there on entry. Adam just wasn't going to go to that bottom, the very apron. And on that very bottom line, they made a little bit of contact. But Nick able to get back out front. Car in between them. Chris pitted on 97, just kind of in the middle of this pack. Hopefully not going to mess anything up with it, but these three are battling for the lead. Chris going to move out of the way. Smart move by him. Lets them go. Lets the top three going to battle it out here. And the guy that moved into fourth a few laps ago, Matt, trying to close in. He is 1.7 seconds behind third place. Zach, his teammate. Obviously, Zach pitted a few laps after Nick, but Zach pitted on 96, Adam on 95, so he's got a little bit of better tires even after the save. He's quicker than Adam the last few laps and starting to run him down. Nick doesn't have to push, in a good spot so far. Battles for second at the moment. You see at the top of the screen, though, a 2.9K I-rated driver, 3.1K I-rated driver, and a 3.2K I-rated driver. The top three at the moment. Right on board with Zach as he's working the air, trying to get to the back bumper of the two. We saw the contact earlier getting into turn 3. That let Nick go by. Battling hard for the lead sometimes can force everybody into a mistake. And maybe not a mistake, just a racing incident between those two. But it kind of gave the win, too. Definitely gave the... Not the win yet, obviously, but gave the lead over to Nick after loss of momentum for the both of these two trucks. A big deal is that momentum. So they're going to have to be smart with how they sort this out. Zach still has a chance and could run him down. We'll see how they race it out. Zach, usually pretty easy with how they race, but pretty calm driver. Doesn't get hot-headed much, and never one to have tempers flare between. Most respectful driver out there, I'd say, or one of them. But he's just behind Adam now, trying to close in lap after lap. Just hasn't been able to get close enough. Next time at the line, it's going to be 10 laps to go for Nick. Just behind him, Jason and Matt actually battling for the 4th spot. Jason to the inside. Matt pitted on 99. Jason on 98. They're side by side battling for a top 5. Just in front of him, Mike is just in front of him. So them two being side by side. Mike kind of in the middle, but it's hurting both of them with the dirty air. But battle for the 3rd spot still. Zach trying to get around him. Looking for that bottom lane. Obviously hasn't worked out very good so far. We saw the move when Adam tried to go to the bottom of Zach. Zach looking to try to make a move, getting into turn 1. He's going to go back to the inside line. Outside line's able to hold him off. Hasn't been able to do much. Zach's going to try to have a big dive. Is he going to be clear? Going to be clear in the center. Does Adam try to cross over? He's going to try to cross over down the front straightaway. He's going to be there. Have to drive over the red. Side by side for second. Down the front straightaway. Less than 10 laps to go. Battle for second. Still heating up. Possible contact through the center of 1 and 2. Adam and Zach side by side down the back straightaway. Zach clears, getting into turn 3. Zach finally clear on the 2. Tried to do it earlier, wasn't able to get it done. Now finally is able to. Now he's got to try to pull away. Make sure the 2's not able to set back up a run, and he's going to be having a run down the front straightaway, heading into turn 1. Zach going to block low. Force Adam to try to think about going to the outside of him. He will. Great move. Chris sitting behind it, just watching these leaders. Smart move. With a guy like him, kind of newer to the league, in 16th at the moment. Just outside the top 15, but having a good run. And just learning from these front guys, seeing how they're running and racing. Very beneficial, I'd say, for a guy that's in his spot. Very safe driver, 4.9K. You see at the top of the screen. Or 4.9 safety, but a 1.8K I-rated driver. So doing a solid job of that at the moment. as we're closing in on 5 laps to go at the line. Few of the comments. Monty Tipton, how do I get in this? How did you get Chase Cabry to run? Good leagues, I guess, produce good drivers. So they Doug talked to him at Daytona, and Chase was free Tuesday, so he's doing a good job running. Glad to have Chase the last few weeks. He's been fast week in and week out. Monty, we'll have to see. We post a few practice races, try to get you in, see how good you are at it. But Field's doing a good job at the moment as they cross the line on lap 121. Nick with a 3-second lead ahead of Zach. Adam 0.3 of a second behind Zach. And here comes Jason. Jason with a late race charge. Comes back through the field, starting to catch his teammate just a little by little. Don't think that there's going to be enough time with only 3 laps to go. Jason trying to work as much as he can. Get around Chris. Might get to his teammate for that top 3. His first top 3. Right on board with Nick for a second. We see him here working the wheel on the cockpit view. Has his fingers crossed. Three laps to go for him at the stripe. Next time 2. Lap after that 1. Another challenge though. The 2's got back to the outside of the 55. Adam gonna try to make another run at it. He's working that top side. I said earlier, I don't know how good that top side's going to be later in the race. Once tires wear, it may come into play. We've seen how good it's come into play kind of early, middle-ish when people are trying to make passes and things like that. Is that going to try to hold them off for another 2 laps? Nick hoping for no yellow. Down the backstretch through 3 and 4. Coming to the white flag this time. Nick Seipel. White flag for the 75 at the line. He's got 1.5 miles to do it. Nick, nice and slow. This should be his slowest lap of the race. That brand new paint scheme looks good. Got the Snickers pickle on it. He's down the backstretch for the final time. So they're racing behind him for still in that for that second spot. But Nick, for the first time, off of turn number 4, he's gonna get his first win of the season. Nick Seipel wins at Charlotte. Gets the job done in race number 13. I guess it might be lucky race number 13 for Nick. Gets the race win here at Charlotte. His first of the season. Congratulations, Nick. He's been looking for it for a while, so good job to Nick. Zach comes home 3rd after coming back hard, charging back through the field. Adam comes home 3rd. Jason 4th. 5th goes to Matt Frady. Bernard comes home 6th. Brian Wasserman 7th. 8th, Chad Adams. Kel McClinney comes home in 9th. Good comeback for Kel after being a lap down at most of that point. Jason. So Fred, we'll go ahead and bring up the results right quick as Nick's going to go ahead and burn her down on the front straightaway. The results here. So obviously Nick wins down to 10th. Fred, Anthony, Jason, Chris, Colton, Mike, Chris, David, Johnny, Clay, Jay, Brandon, Jacob, Brian Helm, Chase Cabry out 48 laps to go. Austin Baker. But Nick is going to round it off with a victory. He's going to win it here in Charlotte. Congratulations, Nick. Let's go ahead and get an interview with him now. Nick, you're burning her down for the first time this season on the front straightaway. Congratulations. talk to us a little bit about it. How were you able to get the victory tonight? And burn her down.
Man, I don't even know. I didn't have any expectations going into this race. I didn't think we were going to be too good. But we saved tires enough. We played the fuel strategy right, and it just ended up working in our favor. It was awesome.
It
Pretty fun.
paint scheme looks good. You got did it say suckers on it? Suckers
Yeah,
paint scheme. You got a new paint scheme tonight. You got a pickle on the back.
Just deal with it.
Deal with it. I like it. That's a cool paint scheme. Obviously, I saw you posted in Discord earlier tonight. So cool paint scheme. First race with it. Brought it home in victory lane. Race number 13. A lot of people say race number 13 is unlucky, but you ended up winning race number 13. So congratulations. How big did you think fuel was going to play, and who do you think was the biggest factor and biggest challenge that race? Your biggest competition?
Well, at the beginning, I definitely thought it was going to be Chase. I thought he was going to pretty much drive away with it, but he ended up having some unfortunate stuff happen to him, which ended up working in our favor. At the end there, it was definitely Matt. And we just played the fuel strategy right, pit at the right time, had enough to where we could get away from him. And I didn't really know how big fuel was going to be, but we ended up plenty of fuel at the end. So just, yeah.
Well, it was definitely a good one, and you end up getting her done. Parked her right on the start-finish line after doing a burnout. So congratulations. One last thing. Who would you like to thank?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Suckers for sponsoring the car. Everett Motorsports, first one in the season for that team, for also me. Really kind of shows that we're here. We've been contending throughout the season, but we just had a couple bad luck. So Chad also got 8th, which isn't bad. So thanks Everett Motorsports, WTF Racing, UK putting this on, and yeah, that's it.
Well, your first win of the season. Good momentum heading into the playoffs, starting up in a few weeks. Good spot to be in. But congratulations, Nick. Gets her done here at Charlotte.
Thank you.
Nick burned her down on the front straightaway. So congratulations to Nick. Let's go ahead and interview second place here, Chad. Or not Chad, Zach. Do you got a copy?
Yes, I'm Chad. Hello.
You end up coming back from being far deep in the field. Didn't know if you were going to be able to come back from that. You were deep in the field at one point in this race. Talk to us a little bit about that comeback and how you were able to get through the field and manage to get into the second spot.
To be honest with you, everything just kind of came together for me. I started the last stage, I think I was 16th, 13th or 16th or something like that. And when we went to the pit cycle, I ended up being 6th. And I was just saving tire from the very beginning. I was not going to race people that hard until the tires started wearing and everything started to string out. And me and I think it was Jason were just cutting through people, really. I mean, we weren't even racing people that hard. We were just able to make up positions together, and then I ended up jumping them on the pit cycle. But yeah, I was really content with just riding in the back for this one after being caught up in the first caution, and then everything kind of fell together. I realized I had a shot to actually be up front. Unfortunately, I pinched the 2 down a little bit, I think, and I haven't really looked at the replay, but probably pinched him a little too much, and he got in the corner and got me loose, which pretty much hampered my pace for a couple laps until I could get the tires cooled down again. And by then, I had no chance of catching Nick. Plus, me and the 2 were having a pretty good battle, so that ended up sealing the deal there. But yeah, it ended up actually being quite an eventful race for me, even though I was just content with riding around and just collecting some points.
Hey, you and Adam there at the end actually made it really entertaining. Nick kind of made it a stinker, but that's what he's supposed to do. That's y'all's job. If you're able to pull away and win it by a dominant fashion, that's kind of what you're here to do. But you and Adam definitely put on a show for that second spot, and it was fun to watch you guys duke it out. But you being the points leader, coming back, finishing inside the top 5 like you've been all season. That's your 10th top 5 this season, and that's, I think, why you're the points leader. Really consistent week in and week out, pretty much locked into the playoffs. Starting up in a few weeks, what are you looking for the playoffs heading into it, and what are you trying to do before you jump into it, and what are you trying to learn through these races before them?
Yeah, going into this race, we were talking about it, and I was doing the math and essentially mathematically locked into the playoffs. So I was just trying to work on actually just making passes, learning how to be adaptive to the bigger tracks, which is something that I'm not very good at. So just trying to experiment with things, see what works, what doesn't, and try to make sure that I put myself in good spots to be there at the end, because that sort of consistency carries over, and hopefully they turn into wins.
Yes, sir. Just a little bit short tonight, but definitely had a chance at one tonight. But congratulations coming home P2 or P2. Who would you like to thank before I let you go?
Everybody in the KFM chat for helping keep me sane, hanging out a lap down for a while, and everybody at WTF putting the races on, and everybody else makes these happen and joins in on the races, has a good time.
Yes, sir. You guys always putting on a show. So, Zach, fun to watch you climb through the field. Congratulations on P2.
Thanks.
Zach comes home P2. One last interview. Adam comes home P3. Adam, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Well, you and Zach battled it out there at the end. Nick started to pull away from you guys. You guys pitted a few laps before him. And you and Zach put on a show for the last 20 laps. Talk to us about it and what you saw from your perspective, those last 20 laps battling with Zach.
It was good. We came together a little bit, and I think it was turn 3. No harm, no foul. I don't think it messed our trucks up. I think Nick pitting later had the advantage, and he definitely took advantage of it too. But I thought it was good, clean racing. I mean, tires and fresh air were everything. So
yeah,
I rolled the dice.
I talked a little bit about it. The first kind of few laps in that first run, how much tires and clean air and what was going to happen. We saw a few guys that stayed out and kind of only took right sides, I believe, on that end of the first stage. We're actually able to hold off a few of the guys that had 4 tires for at least a few laps, and then it seemed like once tires started to wear, the lanes kind of started to open up. We saw you and Zach start going to the high side, kind of defending each other. So once tires wear, it seemed like a good battle, but you and Zach put on a hell of a show. I know Nick kind of started to run away with it, but you guys definitely made it a fun one to watch there at the end. So talk to us and tell us how much you think, what was your guys' strategy as part of Spears Motorsport heading into the last stage? Obviously the green flag pit stop, so what was kind of your guys' thinking, and were you guys all trying to pit on different laps, maybe get something lucky with it, or what were you guys trying to do there?
Yeah, we were all kind of across the board. I was the first one to roll the dice, and normally when I roll the dice it doesn't work out, but tonight it did. I mean, good finish. Wish it was the win, but I should have waited a little bit longer, I think, and done what my teammate did. But 4 seconds was the difference at the end, and if I would have played my cards right, I had to run before when we had to pit. I had run the leaders down, and that's why I had to take a gamble to jump to 7 and everybody else. But that's how it works sometimes.
Yes, sir. Well, it was definitely a good one to watch. Congratulations. Right before I let you go, who would you like to thank coming on P3?
I think y'all, WTF league members, admin, you for putting on the broadcast, and my teammates at Spear. They helped me in a lot of ways with strategy and just keeping my head in the game. They're great teammates.
Yes, sir. And it's we're glad to have you guys. Everybody's showing up each week. It's getting competitive, and it's really competitive night. So congratulations on P3.
Thank you.
Adam comes home P3. A great battle between him and Zach those last few laps, but Nick Seipel comes home to get the win in that number 75. Heck of a race for that youngin', we'll say. He helped me on a late model setup actually this week or last week. So cool to see him in victory lane. He's been looking for it all season. Got it done. Got out front, ended up winning it. So congratulations, Nick. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you, Tiny Tots family. As we heard Greg talk about it before the race, I don't see him in the chat anymore, so I don't know where he is. But thank you, Tiny Tots family home, for sponsoring this one. Appreciate it. Obviously, Greg's wife, like you said, owns it, kind of runs it, and things like that. So cool to have them sponsoring. So thank you once again to them. Go check them out. And yeah, definitely was a fun one. But Nick gets the job done. Everett Motorsports. First win of the season. Nick brings her home. So that's going to round it off. Next week, going to be a doozy. USA. It's at, yes, USA, race number 14. Short track. So make sure to show up for it. Only a few weeks till the playoffs. And we're excited for it. So if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to show up next week, 8:30 EST. And we will see you guys all then. So tomorrow night, last race for the Super Speedway 1 League, and then I think 2 weeks we're going to start up a late model one on Mondays. So I have more information about that later on, but Nick, congratulations, gets the job done, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you everybody whoever stayed for the stream and was watching the stream there at the end. It was fun to watch.